What you got for me?
IG didn't kill Zeke. The source doesn't get more reliable than this.
I cannot believe that we're in Italy.
What the hell are y'all doing here?
I don't need to find the party.
Party finds me.
You have what you promised?
We need my friend first.
Now, one of the biggest mysteries going into Season 3, not necessarily for us as the audience, but more so for Monet, is who killed Zeke. Go Season 3 kicked off 3 months after the events of Season 2, and she was still searching for the killer. We saw Monet in a position where we've never seen her before, a little vulnerable. We're used to seeing her have control over her kids, but all this control that she had in Seasons 1 and 2 definitely vanished. But someone who she was bossing around was Lorenzo. She tasked Lorenzo to find the man responsible, and over time, we've seen Kane uncover the truth, but keeping the secret to gain leverage over his father. But they then blamed Zeke's death on the Guap, which Kane ran with because that allowed him to get control over the Tejada organization. This then recently continued to raise questions with Drew, Diana, and also Monet. But the latest reveal is about to turn Monet's world completely upside down. Tariq St Patrick is the only one she can trust, and she's gonna ask for his help in episode 5, who tells her the Guap didn't kill Zeke. So I fully expect episode 5 to end in one way, the death of Lorenzo. Now the Tejadas are only one part of the story, Power's heading to Italy. We're also going to see Effie, Brayden and Tariq facing a very sticky situation in Milan, and it's going to require Noma's help. So I'm going to bring in some of the teasers and scenes that weren't necessarily in episode 5 trailer, but from previous teasers and official trailers that we can tell are from episode 5, and it actually gives us a bigger story for Tariq's time in Italy, as well as the beef between Monet and Lorenzo. But let's take a look at the synopsis for episode 5 first, which is titled No More Second Chances, and the synopsis reads: a business deal takes Tariq, Brayden and Effie to Milan. Monet digs deeper after Davis provides her new information regarding Zeke's murder, while Saxe doubles down to find out what Jenny's hiding. Now, we normally do break down the title and the meaning behind it, but I think No More Second Chances is pretty much self-explanatory. But I am intrigued to see how they break this down in the classroom, because someone who Tariq did give a second chance to was Effie. This Lauren secret still lingers around, and Kane definitely holds a lot of power with what happens with Effie and Tariq's relationship. But I don't think, based on the synopsis for episode 5, it's going to be Saxe who finds out about the Lauren situation first. He found Jenny's second phone and took a snap of the contact number, and when and if he rings it, he's going to be in for one big shock when he hears the voice on the other end, Lauren. Now, what he does with that information is yet to be seen, but it's definitely not good news for Jenny or Lauren. So we are going to see them being one step closer from Tariq St Patrick and the rest of the crew from finding out, and it will cause absolute chaos, and I love to see it. Now, when it comes to Monet, we've already been through a brief backstory of where she finds herself, and her finding Lorenzo's prints at the scene of the crime, albeit an 89% match, she wants more. So at some stage in episode 5, we will see Davis getting her more info.
Do not jump to conclusions. Don't do anything. I'll look into it.
You do that.
Now, we are also going to see Davis telling Monet that she needs to be careful because she doesn't know who could be watching, which is very similar advice that he gave to Tariq in season 2, trust no one. All eyes will definitely be on Monet because she just killed a cop, even if it was so-called self-defense. But Monet seems like she's on real rampage mode this season. She really isn't fucking around. The way she killed the Guap I mentioned in my breakdown last week, it seemed like that wasn't enough. You could tell she definitely wanted more blood, and she certainly got that with Detective Whitman. But here's where Monet will approach Tariq for help, and we all know Tariq is the only one Monet can trust.
If you find out anything, let me know first. Promise.
Promise. I got you.
Thank you.
Now, we can look at this scene from episode 1, where Tariq made it clear everybody was going behind her back in season 2, or even all the way back to season 1, where Tariq made it clear that she was the only one that she could trust, which is why we're seeing Monet approach Tariq St Patrick. So far, Tariq has done nothing but be there for Monet, and ironically for all of Tariq's flaws, and how we say nobody should trust Tariq St Patrick either, he's the only one who hasn't betrayed Monet. So Tariq tells Monet that the Guap wasn't responsible for Zeke's death, and he has it on good authority from a source that is very reliable. And I wonder who Tariq's source is. I do wonder if Tariq had Effie question Kane, because I'm not sure how else Tariq would have got this info, because there are only 2 people who know the Guap didn't kill Zeke, and that's Kane and Lorenzo. So let's take a look at a few of the scenes that weren't in episode 5 trailer when it comes to this whole situation between Lorenzo and Monet.
You need to get out of my house and get out of New York.
Now, Lorenzo's wearing the same blue polo as he is in episode 5 trailer, as he is in one of the teasers that was released before Go season 3. A teaser where Monet flips a switch at Lorenzo and tells him to get out of New York. So is Monet about to find out Lorenzo was behind Zeke's death? Because if she does, all hell is about to break loose, and I do think it slides out for Lorenzo, especially because of the dialogue between him and Kane in episode 4. This was the moment where I said, yep, that's Lorenzo's death coming, and I fully expect that to be in episode 5. For me, it's just a question about who pulls the trigger, because Monet does seem like too much of an obvious choice. So let me know your theories on who you think will end Lorenzo. Could it be Monet, or will it be someone else? Now, one thing we have to love about Go Season 3 is the unpredictability, the tension, and the surprises, and Tariq, Brayden and Effie going to Italy is definitely another. We're going to see the three musketeers heading off to Italy on what I believe is a job for Lucas Weston and RSJ. They hinted at a big Italian tech firm that RSJ was interested to invest in, and Tariq St Patrick is definitely the man for the job. Now, what this reminds me of was a time where Simon Stern sent Ghost on a mission to Miami to get a few club owners to sign over to Stern, and RSJ and Tariq St Patrick seem to be building a bit of a business relationship, especially after the QCP deal. He also knows Tariq is a late great James St Patrick's son, and those were RSJ's own words. Now, whether Tariq can meet his expectations in Italy is yet to be seen, but we have to be fair to Tariq. Whenever he's thrown a challenge, he normally does find a way of making things work, very similar to Ghost in that respect. Now, they also left a clue and an Easter egg and a callback to power. Tariq is someone who can speak Italian, so Tariq is definitely the right man for the job. But while he's in Italy, he's going to come across Noma. Now, this was one of the scenes from the official trailer which matches up to what we see in episode 5 trailer, where we see Noma and Obi taking Tariq by surprise, but where we also hear Noma questioning Tariq again. So you think you can replace Mecca? And Tariq's response will be, oh yeah, but Noma will remind them, if she doesn't see a profit, there will be consequences. Now, the last time we saw Noma was her ruthless introduction in season 1, and since then we learned that she was in Paris. But what is Noma doing in Italy? Well, she runs a global empire, so it does make sense that she gets around overseeing her operation, and it's a good job that Noma is in Italy, because Tariq will need some backup. Brayden seems like he's up to no good snooping around someone's library, and I'm not exactly sure who this is or what he's looking for, but he says he doesn't need to find the party finds him. Now, I think we all know Brayden is a smooth talker, but one day his mouth was eventually going to get him to a whole load of trouble, and it seems like that's what's going to happen in episode 5. We see Brayden being stripped down, tied to a chair and being beaten by the Italians, and they're going to hold him until Tariq gives them what they want. Now, this is where we're going to see Tariq being held at gunpoint, but again, based on the official trailers and teasers we saw before Go Season 3, this is where Noma is going to come in to rescue them. Now, one thing I love about Noma is, the writers have kept her appearances short and limited so far, but when we do see her, she's ruthless as fuck, and she knows how to get what she wants. And at this moment in time, the Italians are messing with the people that are running Noma's operation in New York, and that's not going to end well for them. What this also might mean for Tariq is, he might owe Noma a favor after she saves him, Brayden, and Effie. Now, elsewhere we see someone with a bloody knife, which is difficult to see who this is, but one thing's for sure, there's going to be a hell of a lot more blood and death in episode 5, and coming to the halfway point of the season, things are only going to get more crazier, especially because we're about to see 90% of what we've seen from the teasers and trailers before the season began. But that's a breakdown of episode 5 trailer, an episode where we're going to see Powerbook 2 Ghost head to Italy, and it is certainly something different, but new city means new problems with new players. Episode 5 will also be no doubt an explosive one, an episode where I believe it's time to say goodbye to Lorenzo Tejada, but who pulls the trigger? Let me know all your thoughts and predictions down below in the comment section, and let me know what you think about Power heading to Italy. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.